Hey, welcome back to Business 101, Introduction to Business. And now here we are at video number 11, the last video for content from Chapter 8, Module 8 on Canvas. And this is not in the textbook, but this is content that when we talk about motivation, I think is crucial for us to introduce to you when we talk about leadership. This is really where we begin in the other class that I'm teaching, Human Relations in Business, which is really a class on leading people. And so we're borrowing from this class. And so there are a couple of folks who are enrolled in my Biz 101 classes as well. For you guys, this will be review. But for the rest of you, this may be the first time you've heard these kinds of principles collected together in this particular fashion. You can see here from the title, what employees really want. And we can talk about all sorts of theories and concepts of motivation, but here is really what the data demonstrates for contemporary employees in the year 2020 and beyond. What employees really want are four things. Employees want to be seen. Employees want to be heard. Employees want to be acknowledged for their work. And employees want to make a difference. So let's take each of these one at a time. What employees really want is they want to be seen. They want to know that they are seen by their peers, seen by their leaders and managers. They want to know that they are seen. Now, as a counterexample, let me just give you a very obvious example, the easiest way to make sure that an employee does not feel seen. What were you saying to me? You needed 5 minutes? Sure. Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay. Go ahead. No, I'm listening. Go ahead. And for obvious reasons, that employee feels that whatever they are about to say is what? Is not nearly as important as whatever you are doing on your phone, engaging with someone else. No, employees want to feel that they are seen and that they have, at least for the moment of time that they have with you, your undivided attention. This is, by the way, also the fastest and easiest way to begin to build trust in a relationship is, whatever the engagement is, to take this guy, not on the table, not even on the table face down, but simply to put it in the back pocket and provide full and undivided attention for the amount of time that's necessary in the engagement. Indeed, employees want to be seen. Number two, employees want to be heard. They want evidence, they want a history, they want a track record of knowing that what they say has been heard. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything that they ask for has to be enacted and every demand an employee makes needs to be necessarily put in place. But it needs to be acknowledged that their voice is heard, that what they say has been recognized and acknowledged and heard. Because otherwise one feels what? Completely invisible. Or worse, that their opinion doesn't matter, that their insight that they've gained from working directly in the work, perhaps directly with customers, doesn't matter. Indeed, employees want to feel that their voice is heard, and you may have to go through some creative methods to put in place to make sure that employees recognize that their voice is heard. You can't just simply sit there with your eyes closed and listen. Even if you are intently listening, they need the perception that what they are saying is being heard by leaders. One of the quickest way to do that, what we call active playback. Right? To really hear what has been said, and then to immediately to play it back to make sure that you understood exactly what they were trying to convey. Indeed, employees want to be heard. Number three, employees want to be acknowledged for their work. You know, there's a reason why sales awards to salespeople are typically given in the middle of sales meetings and not privately, quietly at their cubicle, right? Why is that? Well, it should be pretty obvious. It's everyone sees, appreciates, and is motivated by the reward that this gal or this guy just won in front of the whole room. Employees want to be acknowledged for their work. They want people to recognize, hey, you did a great thing. Hey, you're the one who saved that client. Hey, did you see what Jim did over here? Did you see what Sally did last month with that client? That's the reason we got that revenue. That's the reason we booked those sales. Employees want to be acknowledged for their work. Finally, number 4, employees want to make a difference. Now, in particular environments, as you see here, the illustration, a nursing environment, becomes rather obvious how to measure outcomes, right? Do people's lives get better or do they get worse? What are the medical outcomes? In that particular setting, it becomes, well, rather obvious how you measure, is an employee making a difference? But in other settings, perhaps not so much. And you have to find creative ways as a leader to help employees understand they are making a difference. As we mentioned in the previous video, sometimes it's just as simple as, on an occasional basis, helping employees who are buried in the office have actual face-to-face contact with customers so that customers and clients can let them know how important their contribution is to the work. There's lots of different ways you can do that, but just realize they need that. Your employees, your followers, if you're a leader, your followers need to understand, they need to be reinforced that they want to make a difference and that they do make a difference. These four things then, when you encounter your very, very first role as a leader, or after 20 years as a leader, when you find yourself in a higher position of leadership, you cannot afford to forget. You must always remember the 4 things employees want. They need to be seen. They need to be heard. They need to be acknowledged for their work. And they need to know that they are making a difference. I hope this short video is helpful for you as you consider all of the content from chapter 8 of the text. We will see you in the next series of lectures as we now turn our attention then to chapter 9 in the text. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.